How do biblical stories reveal God's financial promises for us? Imagine a story where a widow faces a famine with only a small jar of flour and a little oil left. She obeys God's prophet, and her supplies never run out. This story shows that even in tough times, trusting and obeying God can lead to supernatural provision. It reveals that God's financial promises include caring for His people when they put Him first. Biblical stories teach us that God is the true source of all wealth. For example, the story of Job reminds us that God gives and takes away, but His blessings are meant to sustain us. These stories show that wealth comes from God's power and favor, not just our own efforts. When we seek His kingdom first, Jesus said that all our needs will be added to us. This means trusting God over worrying about money. Generosity is another key lesson. When we give, the Bible promises that we will receive in return. Luke chapter 6 verse 38 says that when we give, it will be given back to us in good measure. Giving is an act of faith, trusting that God will provide more than enough. The story of the poor widow who gave to small coins shows that even small acts of giving can open the door for God's blessings. Stories like Solomon asking for wisdom instead of wealth show that God blesses those who seek Him first. Obedience to God's instructions in financial matters often results in favor and prosperity. God also promises to meet our needs and give us abundance so we can be a blessing to others. This means our finances are not just for ourselves but to help support God's work and others in need. Practically, we can trust God as our provider and seek His guidance in money decisions. Tithing and giving are spiritual disciplines that invite God's blessing. Managing money wisely, with contentment and integrity, shows we see wealth as a tool for serving God and others. Prioritizing spiritual growth over material gain aligns our financial goals with God's purpose. In the end, biblical stories reveal that God's financial promises are rooted in a relationship of faith and obedience. They assure us that God will provide for our needs, bless our faithfulness, and use our resources to bless others and expand His kingdom. Managing money with trust and honor for God turns our financial journey into a spiritual walk, showing that God's promises are always faithful.